I must say most of my communication is written online and it's not verbal, so this is quite different for me. I'm not usually a keynote speaker, so thank you very much for having me here today. I'd like to pay my respect to, please, and acknowledge that I'm speaking to you today on the land of the Ngunnawal people and surrounded by a sense of belonging, both ancient and contemporary, of the world's oldest living culture. In doing so, I value and respect Indigenous knowledge systems as a vital part of our shared knowledge of Australia and also within our agricultural and farming systems. I recognise the strength, resilience and capacity of the Aboriginal community and pay my respects to the elders past, present and future. So this is quite different for me. I'm a mixed cropping farmer in Central Queensland. We have quite a flexible and opportunistic farming system. We go through severe floods and extreme droughts semi-regularly in our area. And this year is my first year of growing cotton for 6 years. We've just come out of a really significant drought. And it enables us to be very quick and change things when they need to happen. I came into agriculture in quite a different way. So I grew up in the city. My grandparents were farmers. And I was in Western Australia doing ag science, but prior to that, the ag minister of the day came in and spoke to the science students, and he was talking to us about the innovative and new technology that was coming into Australia with genetically engineered cotton. I'd never heard of it. I didn't know anything about it at all. And I was going to study meteorology. And it sort of piqued my interest. And I moved from Perth, left mum and dad and my brothers and sister over there, and moved to Emerald to study cotton production systems at the Emerald Agricultural College after doing my ag science. And the career was just, someone planted a seed that inspired me to go and look at agriculture, and it's been an amazing journey over the last 26 years, and I've got to travel the world. I've done a Nuffield scholarship and got to meet some really amazing people, learn and share along that journey. So this is what I was up to on Saturday. Sorry, scared everyone. So before jumping on the plane, we're busy picking at the moment, and that's my Saturday evening. My story isn't unique or much different to any other cotton grower in Australia. Our industry has made some really significant changes over the last 26 years since I've been in the industry. I started out at the Department of Agriculture as a research assistant in entomology. And at the time we were looking at resistance management of this new technology. So after studying cotton production, I got to work with the GM cotton, and we developed a resistance management plan so that we could really ensure that the longevity of the technology would continue. It also came with an environmental stewardship program that the industry developed with a lot of research and backing, using innovation, technology, lots of research and data. Okay, I've messed up my slides somehow. So in Australian agriculture, and particularly in my industry, we do a lot of education and sharing our information. We found that transparency has really helped those connections develop with our communities. This program here is our Teach the Teacher program. We love having teachers on farm. We have a lot of kids on farm. And it's really valuable to share the information and get their hands on the ground, feet on the ground, and get them to experience what we're doing every single day. The other thing we realised is they've got quite a different perception of agriculture, so we need to learn the language that they're using and communicate to them to build those relationships with the people who are inside of our community and will be teaching our children. So with the BMP program that I've been involved with that for 23 years now. My farm's a certified farm. And we've got some really key focuses within that program. So environmental health, human and social responsibility, building climate resilient systems, and also economic profitability, because you can't be sustainable if you're not making money on your farm. So that's really important as well. And there's some key environmental impacts influencing regulation that farmers have to consider every single day: water quality, soil health, biodiversity, human and health and safety for both ourselves on the farm, for those in our community, and for those who work for us as well. Animal health, and also there's a lot of pressure these days from consumers, from activist groups, and lots of external people coming that are external people who want to have their say on what we're doing on our farm these days. So why do I love doing what I do and Australian cotton industry? So over the last 26 years, since the introduction of genetically engineered cotton, we've had a reduction of pesticide use by 98%, which is massive. The other thing it does with the BT and the herbicide tolerant species is we have less tractor operations, which means reduced fuel, reduced fossil fuel use. Reduced tillage is really important for our soil health. It ensures that we can retain stubble, which protects our soils in those hot, dry years. Reduced fuel, reduced chemicals, and reduced handling, which is a worker safety issue. And it increases our capacity to have integrated pest management on farm. Excuse me. Which means we get to use good bugs, beneficial bugs. We use technology to deliver those on farm. You may have seen this morning there was the drone. So when we have hotspots, we use the drone out on the farm. They release the beneficial insects out there. The other thing that we're constantly doing is measuring our inputs. We have canopy sensor technology on the leaves that are measuring stress. We're measuring moisture within the ground so that we're using water and other inputs really efficiently. So that's the spiders are our farmers' best friend. In our industry, I'm really proud that we invest and we innovate and we invent. There's a lot of research and development that goes into running a farm, and our evidence-based practices ensure that we're maintaining innovation each and every year. And the journey of continual improvement is really important. So people are the most important part of what we do. There's so many opportunities in agriculture, and there's so many different career pathways, and the capacity to upskill not only those that are already in the industry, but people in other roles who are transitioning out of their job, because people are always looking for new jobs. Over the last 12 years, I was lucky enough to work with Cotton Australia, and one of the things that we did quite regularly was connect with school kids, whether it was education in the classroom or they came out to the farm. This is at the end of the day, we did a farm tour out to my place, and then we took them out to the dam to show them where the irrigation water comes from.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Hey, I'm on vacation. If you don't like your life, then you should go and change it. I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.
I think it's one of the joys to see kids come out to the farm and see something completely different and just get so excited, by the plants and let them run around in the fields. It's just absolutely amazing. And I think one of the things as educators, you can make a real difference with kids, planting that seed of knowledge and absolutely inspiring them, our next generation, with the passion for agriculture. So this slide here, I just wanted to talk about this because it's something that our industry is really passionate about. Social science is becoming a huge part of what we do in agriculture. I've been working in the hard sciences for a really long time, and it's taken me 25 years to work out that we actually need the social sciences to understand and to ensure the implementation of the hard sciences in our farming. And we're looking at things differently now because kids and young people have a much different idea of what a career is going to be, and they have different communication methods, and we need to learn their method as well. So psychological safety is ensuring that people have the capacity to share their ideas and not feel like they can't participate in those discussions. Everyone has huge value to add to a discussion, and ensuring that we give people a safe space to talk about what's working on the farm, what's not working on the farm, and sharing those ideas and knowledge makes a huge difference at the end of the week. We get together each Monday and have a little team meeting, and at the moment it's I've got a Kiwi girl that's working for me. She just started a couple of weeks ago. She's off a dairy farm. She's done her builder's trade. And she just said it's a completely different world over here in Australia, so she's really enjoying it. And having her input has been really valuable because they get to see things from a very different perspective with a fresh set of eyes. So how are Australian farmers meeting their challenges of producing sustainable cotton? So we're managing variability and long-term trends. Community trust is incredibly important, and ensuring that we have transparency around the data and the practices that we do on farm. Ensure that Ensuring that we're meeting government regulations is incredibly important as well. Markets, there's so many different opportunities for the marketing our commodities these days, and people are looking for very different products and very direct ways of being able to source their products. So having different marketing strategies for the same product is quite important these days. Biosecurity, I think, is going to be one of our largest threats. Now we've got such a free-flowing market that the risk of biosecurity is something that we really need to invest in heavily. And the environmental health of the farms, and also the people who work on our farms. So why do I advocate for agriculture? I think it's really important that we share our farming stories. I've been online for about 12 years now. I think I started because I saw a lot of discussions that probably didn't connect with what I was doing on my farm. I was told I was a water thief and that I was using a lot of pesticides. Lots of different negative images that were coming through. And I just felt I needed to have some conversations with people and just share what I was doing on the farm. And connecting with people in a real and authentic way, I think, is so important for farmers. We're busy as heck, but we have tractors that basically drive themselves now, so you can tweet out something and have a conversation, turn around at the end and keep going. The other thing that I love about sharing our story is we actually get to direct and narrate our own words. So we're the editor, we're the publisher and the curator of our own content, whether that you do that on a website, whether you're doing that on Twitter or TikTok or wherever. Look to where people are sourcing their information from, because usually it's really changed from, when I was a kid, my dad always ran the ABC News and always had the newspaper. We haven't bought a newspaper now for about 15 years. So where are people sourcing their information? And make sure you're there. You've got to be there. I think it's really important to share current and up-to-date research that's happening in agriculture, because that's that innovative link to people. Sharing the news and information, and also have some really fun banter with some people, in the wider community. Don't forget to bust the agricultural myths, because there's plenty of them. And provide evidence-based information and nuance when media doesn't. We see a lot of stuff that just really isn't accurate or truthful about agriculture, and I think it's really important to ensure that we're sharing really good information. And don't forget to be yourself. I'm a little bit weird, a little bit quirky, and usually an introvert, so this has been very scary for me, standing up here. But just make sure that when you're having conversations, just be who you are. You don't need to put on a face of, being someone that you're not, because people are really quick to work out whether you're not being genuine. And that's it. Thank you very much.